Yes, geez, a happy bunny. I'm flying his favorite plane again today. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. We have one heck of a flight ahead of us today. Because I have had a look at our flight plan here. Let me just hide the bookmarks bar real quick. So, I'm just going to skip to the important thing, which is down here, my times. Our block time, minimum, is 2 hours 13 minutes. Our scheduled block time is 2 hours 35. This is going to be a single flight stream. This is most definitely going to be a single flight stream. We have 5 hours of fuel aboard the plane, so that's not going to be an issue. But it is going to be a fairly long stream, as you can see what I was looking at on Twitter before I start. Now, we do have the we do have ground power ready to go here, so let's get this plane starting up. Batteries on, ground power on, and we'll get the IRS aligning. We'll put nav immediately. I'm aware my nav data is out of date. It will be for possibly another week. FMC, pausing it. GPS left. And our reference airport is Fox Whiskey Kilo, India. Hey, Dima. Now going Whiskey Kilo, India to Fox Mike, India. We are, of course, Golf Romeo Delta Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. And our route is going to be direct Victor Charlie Lima, then via Uniform Alpha 400 to Gatineau. Gatineau. Then direct. Let's activate the route, execute the route plan, initial performance. Our cost index is 5. Our reserves are 5.6. And our cruising altitude is going to be 350. Cruising wind. Top line is 228 at 5. ISA deviation is -1. And we'll call transition altitude 7,000. So execute that. N1 limits, outside air temperature is 17. You can go 22k D rate, climb 1. And we will be taking off of no, we use this. ATC, I want that METAR, please. 130 at 7. So it'll be 1114 and what's our waypoint here? VCL. Just gonna execute that, we'll go direct. Takeoff will be flaps 5. Our CG is 21.9. .41 trim required. There we go. And our V speeds are in. V2 is 150. Transition altitude 7,000. Let's put that in there. Get the lights on now. Now I can continue setting up the plane. Our flight altitude is going to be 35,000. Hey Adam, by the way. Fuel pumps on. Yaw damper, come on. Please stay off for now. We get our logo light on. Our anti-collision lights on. And we can start up the APU at this point. We're going to require the APU, so let's get starting up. We have, alignment. Fantastic. Caution can stay up for now. I get charts. There's some indication of the runway heading. 133 degrees. There you go. APU should now be online. It's just coming on now. Should get APU gen transfer soon. Or APU gen transfer ability soon. Tune to 1228. And squawking 2000. Adam Farmer, thank you very much for the $1. It's appreciated. APU is on. GPU can be disconnected. And let's close the flight deck door. Start flight leg. Yes, QNH needs to be set. QNH is 1024. QNH set. And yeah, we can just taxi straight out. So let's get the engines going. We'll start engine 2. Wait for 25% N2. I just realized I can do this, which is really cool. FWKI send 25% and 2 engine 2, and we have ATIS. Just double check that matches. Broken 28, 18.7, 10.24 null sig. Perfect. Engine 2 is now online. Engine 1 can get starting up now. Seatbelt light signs can come on, and our pitot heat can come on as well. Wait for 20% into here. 20%. Introduce the fuel. And we will still have, for a moment at least, electric warning because we don't have Gen 1 turned on. Electric warning gone. APU can come off now. Set start continuous. One-way turn off and taxi lights on. How do you see the route I'm taking? There is unfortunately no way today. To see the route that I'm taking. And I need, woo, flaps 5, which is a triple tap. Just verify controls here. Full left, full right, full forward. Rudder left and right. Perfect. So that. Let's get a going on taxi. At this point I can turn on the weather radar. And we'll be making a right turn onto the taxiway. We'll be using full length. There we go. Get this onto Terra right now. I want weather on left, terrain. Actually, terrain on left, weather on right, because I'm not going to need the weather as much. It's the terrain I need to be worried about. Hey Rupert, how you doing today, dude? We will arm our flight directors and auto throttle. Arm. Oh, I can't arm LNAV and VNAV because I should have done that already. VNAV can get armed, LNAV not so much. So just choose heading select. Progress page there. We won't need anything else for now. Right, very quickly, landing lights on, taxi light off, strobes on. Packs to auto, bleeds on, APU bleed off. looks about right. I've probably screwed something up that might be why I couldn't choose all now. Nope. So without further ado, let's get this lined up on the runway, get the timer started, and
approaching 1-4.
Get into the sky.
On runway 14.
Not quite on central line, but it'll do. Set N140, hold brakes. 40 established, release brakes. Set takeoff thrust. Start the timer. Knots, release the pressure on stick. Hey Welsh, or Massey. V1, rotate. Right, gear up. It's their turn now. Thank you for the follow, whoever that was. Kyle MCM, thank you very much for the follow on Twitch. Forgot to set auto. I did forget to set auto brakes, didn't I? Didn't need them, but I should have. Let's turn on autopilot. And we'll disable that. Start bringing the flaps up. Turn off lights can come off at this time. And we are pretty much good to cruise for a bit, I think. This game was complicated. It's really actually quite not. Specific planes can be. Like this 737 is what's known as study level, effectively. It simulates a Boeing 737 near perfectly. And now we'll set our altitude up to 350. So there we go. Leaving the airport behind, we'll be landing in a little under 3 hours. Position altitude. Set by our standard. 8,000 feet. Climbing nicely. Speed peg 250. Very nice. And it looks like we're climbing through a bit of cloud cover. Do I have any of these set up? No. Some quite funky clouds going on, unfortunately. So be it. I'm hoping that's not ortho. No, it's clouds being weird. my Lewis script for the shadows should be working. There we go. Here we go. We're in the air now. We're going to be cruising. It's going to be a near 3-hour flight. 2 hours, 35 minutes. It's kind of what the maximum I'm expecting. Somewhere in between 2 1/4, 2 3/4 hours. What's happened to the sea? I'm really not sure what's happening, to be quite honest. What is happening, I can tell you, is the clouds are glitching. Quite horrendously. But we shouldn't be over the sea just yet. Like, there's some clouds that aren't glitching. I don't know why the clouds here are. Let's look at the beautiful, pretty displays. Yeah, I don't know why the clouds are being weird. We can set them. Look, I can come off at this point. Are we through 10,000 yet? Yep. Landing lights can come off. And seatbelt sign can be set to auto. I'm hoping this cloud glitch isn't going to follow us the whole way to Madagascar. We got a bit of terrain to fly over yet, but why are the clouds doing this? That's really quite frustrating, actually. We should be relatively okay. Got no weather systems. Actually, now is when I want to be looking at weather there. Terrain is no longer an issue. Yeah, no weather systems within about 80 nautical miles, so we're good on that front. Apart from that, that what is slash was slash will be our only concern is weather systems. Just want to verify everything's good here. Everything is good. I'm excited for something that isn't appearing in Restream chat. Wonderful. For seasons, yeah, looking forward to it. I wish I had it right now, to be honest. So if you're into flying at all, you'll probably know that Oshkosh is currently on AirVenture, and I'm going to be watching a lot of the webcams there. I was watching the Arrivals cam earlier on, watching it as well last night. Saw some really interesting, cool planes, including a B-17 flyover. It's nice to see these planes that you only really see once ever. It's nice to watch Oshkosh going on from the comfort of my bedroom. Hey Sylvan, how you doing today, dude? Why are the clouds glitching? That is really bloody annoying. It seems to be easing off of it, but I get the horrible feeling it's something to do with the ortho I've generated that's causing the clouds to just go absolutely insane. I mean, we're 24,000 feet and the clouds are glitching up still. What is causing this? Oh no, it's the game is somehow after corrupting itself. Because that shouldn't be a thing. I'm trying to think, is there a way I can fix this? Let's try reducing. Hey! I fix. I fixed it. I feel I'm so proud of me right now. Let's look at VAT Spy to see. There's absolutely nothing going to be near us. Yeah, we're the only flight into Antananarivo today. How busy, out of interest, is Oshkosh in VATSIM at the moment? Actually not. Pleasantly surprised. What's going on around the rest of that? I might do another flight after this and just chill out with some ATC or something. I say chill out. Force myself to talk to ATC for once. But yeah, we're in. I mean, Africa is one of the quietest places in the entirety of VATSIM. We've got a ground speed of 405 knots and climbing. Ground speed is actually, where is it? Ground speed 428 knots. West side this year, took place last Saturday. Queen and the Red Arrows. Ooh, very nice. The Blue Angels were at Oshkosh earlier. I turned on the arrivals cam, and there's the Blue Angels doing a flyover. So, fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know which. Probably fortunately from your point of view, or you guys' point of view. I won't be hand flying this. Number one, because I don't want to hand fly for the better part of 3 hours. Number two, because in reality, hand flying only actually happens up to about 24,000 feet. Any higher, and it is autopilot all the way. I think there are actual regulations saying that above 25,000 feet you have to be on autopilot. Short of having declared an emergency or having an autopilot failure, which in itself would be an emergency. So I'm following real world procedures. Downside is we got about 2 hours left. And I'm free. Check Business Jet TV from the air show on Saturday while you're checking. Ah, will do. Check out check out EAA Air Ventures, or just the EAA channel on YouTube. They've got pretty much 24/7 coverage of AirVenture this year, which is fitting because they're hosting the damn thing. And I might have one of the streams on tomorrow during my stream, if I'm streaming, because a DC-3 that I want to see in the air is due to arrive sometime between 12 and 1400 Eastern, or local time, which I think is Eastern, which kind of sucks, because 12 to 1400 Eastern is 5 to 7 p.m. Irish time, aka the exact time that I stream. Not very GA, that's why it's the mostly GA World Tour. I'm not doing a 900 nautical mile trip in a turboprop. Considering if this is literally why it's mostly GA. This is a 900 nautical mile journey. It's potentially up to 2.5 hours in a Boeing 737. So if I was flying GA, I'd be traveling at maybe I would have chosen turboprop, which would go approximately 250 knots. Our ground speed currently is 442, so we'll just say we'll say that we'd top out at 200 knots ground in a turboprop, which isn't likely, but we'll say that. And we'll say we're currently flying at 400 knots. That would turn the 2.5 hour flight into a 5 hour long haul, which I really don't want to stream. That's the conundrum that I face. I do have one leg that I am considering making a full-on long-haul multi-hour flight. It'll depend on what's going on when I get there. Get to that point. I don't know why I'm yawning so much, I apologize. Depends on what's going on when I get there, but the leg to Alaska, I think I can do Trans-Pacific. Where will I be going to Alaska from is the question. From Tokyo. I could totally do Tokyo to maybe not Juneau. What's Juneau Airport look like? Can this handle 747? I don't think it can. So if I were to go with a Trans-Pacific long haul, I'd really want to be stopping in... Oh, actually, yeah, I'd have to stop in Anchorage. Which would mean I'd have to swap the Anchorage airport to actually be Plank to Ted Stevens to actually handle 747. Other than that, I could do that. But that's probably close on a 10-hour flight. these are the conundrums I face. For reference, this flight is 2 hours, and it covers 1,500 kilometers. Our next leg is 1,000, then 1,700, then 1,500 again, then 700. So we're going to be in jets for a little while, I think. This is, fortunately or unfortunately, it's really up to you. This is the period of the tour where it's going to be jet spam. And I will have a few different jets. I need to try and find some skins for other jets that I have to turn them into biz jets. But it is going to be primarily jet based, just due to time constraints, really. I don't want to have a stream that's 5-6 hours long just doing the one leg unless I have to. So I'm going to crack out the various jets that I have and see how we do. About to be making a left turn here to what's that? 1, 2 something or other. 1, 2, 1, 1, 1? 110 maybe? That's still in a few miles time, so let's just set our course correctly there. 20 minutes into this flight already, and we've got headwind, which is just about to turn into a rather lovely tailwind. I say headwind, crosswind is what I meant. It's about 110 degrees we're turning to. SG's just happy that I'm going to be playing with the jets. I'm sure Traff will be as well. Because I mean, just look at how pretty this thing is. But just turn this sound down specifically. Just look at how pretty the 737 is. If I were to do, is it this camera view? Yes. Get to hear how pretty it is too. Yeah, it's very difficult to not like this plane. As we are, I think now actually out over the sea. Yeah, there's the coastline there, so we are over the Indian Ocean now, I think. No? Where the hell are we then? Avatar, map. So we're just coming over what? We're coming over Limby. So, oh, okay. We're just crossing into Mozambique. And our destination, by the way, is right here, Antananarivo. How long to landing? Somewhere in the region of 2 hours still. Let's see if I can find the airport. It is a quite small strip. And Antananarivo is just a absolute mess of place names. Wonderful. Hello, Alex. How are you doing today? By the way, fun fact, I could argue this is actually GA, as a BBJ would be, could be argued to be privately owned. I just need to check stuff. Oh, sweet. Sweet. That's gonna make life a bit easier. Glad that I moved Discord onto the second screen so you guys didn't see what I just got sent. Hint, it's not seasons for Farmstead. It is going to make life a lot easier though. How do you? I do good. How do you? What's that? Minimum's now at 200 feet radio. What's that? 251 now. You do good. Good to hear. Oh, you're on holiday. Sweet, Drum. Where are you on holiday? Or are you having one of those staycations where you're at home and just claiming you're on holiday? I mean, that's good too. Just maybe not technically a holiday. Our Discord pops up midstream. I was trying to put something silly in chat. Well, I was going to check my PMs, hence why I moved over to the second screen. Because I got this feeling that I had been sent something and I was correct. And that something means that I absolutely need to do the thing I said I'd need to do today. And owns a villa in Spain. So you're in Spain? Oh, very nice. Where in Spain are you, Drum? North, south, east, west, Madrid? I presume you're going to be down like the south coast of Spain because that's where like everybody goes for holidays. Maybe you're on the island of Gibraltar, as an add-on Telly seems to think it is. But that's something that genuinely annoys me. There's an ad-on television here. It's for like some sort of dumb reality documentary kind of crap about like Brits living in Gibraltar and people who live in Gibraltar, and it literally claims Gibraltar is an island, completely ignoring, you know, the fact that it's attached to Spain. Near Cart of Lasagna, very nice. I have no idea where that is. Ground speed's currently up at 450 knots. We're making good time. True air speed's 444 knots, indicated 260. Making Mach 0.77. We could go Mach 0.8, I think, but just for the sake of keeping things interesting, we'll leave it at 0.77. Ryanair? Excuse me, SG. Does this look like Ryanair to you? Near America. America isn't in Spain, though. Yes. No, no Dave Reed. What? I know the CEO of Ryanair has been here, yes. Is it still Michael O'Leary, or did he go to BA? I know somebody from the Irish Airlines went to BA, and I can't remember who it was. Trying to work out what's meant on the tailwind. What, BBJ? Boeing Business Jets. November 502 Bravo Juliet. America, it's not pronounced like America. No, America is very much pronounced like America. Still Michael O'Leary? Fair enough. Apparently he can be a pretty nasty person. I am in no way surprised, honestly. A lot of top business guys are just asshats. They're just not. They're just not good people. Because if they were nice people, they wouldn't have got where they are. Hey, Tractor Games, how you doing today, dude? America, Spain. America isn't in Spain. America is America. It's America, not America. Why do you keep misspelling America? Yeah, that's how Ryanair made money. Did you think Ryanair made money by giving things out for free? They're not KLM or Air France. They don't give away free things. Air France and KLM do. The famous are harvesting. What are the famous people doing? Also, is it just me or is the plane slightly tilted to the left? Also, should I just stop with the trolling? Hey Brendan, how you doing today, dude? It's like Mercy with yeah on the end. Oh, Mercy, yeah, America. Mercy, IA. I'm doing good, Brendan. So, drum over, why are you in Mercy IA? You mean the famous are attacking Sting? What did Sting do to the famous people? What sound does IA make? IA. And for all you know, drum lover, IA might go moo or quack. So by that logic, you're Mercy Moo. A, B, C, D. America is close to Valencia. No, America is close to Canada. Drum, I think you might have rumbled me on the trolling there now. Harvesting. Did you really think did you think I was serious with the America jokes? Look at look at America on Google Maps. Okay, hang on. I looked up America on Google Maps and it says it's in LA. See, look, America. It's in LA. Okay, let's try this. You're in some beef. Oh, I know that might be pork. You're in some meat. Interesting place to go on holidays. Definitely a different place to go on holidays. I mean, I'll give you that. Not where I'd go personally. ASG. It smells a bit funny. I can imagine, yeah. I can imagine that might not be the most fun place in the world to go on holidays, is to a slab of meat. That's all good. You're back. The microwave is off. If I've flown over Spain, check the place names. I mean, I don't know how to pronounce most of them. They're all weird places like Murcia. And who'd want to go to Murcia? I hear it smells of beef. Whenever somebody turns on the microwave, it kills the Wi-Fi. Did I play Explain? No, actually, SG. I've been working on Faroes in Portugal, DMF. I've not been playing many games lately. Like yesterday during the stream was pretty much the first time I played a game in, what, a week and a half? I've been kind of focused on getting other stuff done and just trying to get away from my PC a small bit. Do I still enjoy it? Oh, absolutely, yeah. have to make 2019 stream highlights. No! Do you understand that that's like close on 1,000 hours of content that I'd have to go through just to get highlights from this year? That's a hard no from me, bro. What's the highlight? Me annoying the crap out of Drum Lover by intentionally misreading Mercia quite a lot. You got 160 odd hours on it. I have 753. Yeah, I mean 753 hours kind of tells you why I'm not playing as much X-Plane as I used to. I'm still enjoying it, but I did overdo it and now I'm cutting back. You're out playing football tomorrow. It's going to be a long, hard drought. What? "40 minutes into this flight, we're not even halfway yet. I think we still have yet to come over the coast, in fact. We are currently... Yeah, we've not even left mainland Africa. You may find your favorite 738 livery. Sweet. Is it that one you've been spamming the last couple of days? We've not left mainland Africa yet, and we have to fly to the middle of Madagascar. Sweet Family Life? Yeah, that one. Yep, sweet. I'm trying to decide if I want to be super cheeky with someone. I am going out Boye to Moreau. It is going to be along the A. What's Boye? And where's Moreau? Correct trolling methods. Things that most YouTube trolls don't understand. Actual trolling. Oh god, somebody's flying from Reunion to Porto in a minute. I didn't troll you. I gave you the single funniest car to drive in Assetto Corsa. There is a big difference between me trolling and me telling you to drive the Lotus 98T with full turbos. And then trying to get you to turn off the tracking control. Okay, so that might have been trolling. It could be argued that might have been trolling. Yeah, I mean, if you got a car, you gotta give it 100%. Hello, I am Davy, and I smell. Insert Uno reverse card here. Yes, insert another one. You cannot defeat me. Wait, what? Boeing slides after Fitch turns negative. Oh dear. Oh. Oh no. Oh, Boeing's struggling even more now. Holy cow, debt could rise by up to $10 billion by the end of the year just because the Maxes are grounded. What's happened? The Fitch rating agency thing has said that Boeing might go into $10 billion of additional debt by the end of the year. Due to the grounding of the 737 MAX fleet, which would mean Boeing would owe us $24 billion. Although the amount would fall when deliveries resume, obviously. The outlook has been cut from stable to negative, due to the fact that Boeing could end up paying airlines more, depending on the length of the grounding. The regulatory uncertainty is posing a growing logistical challenge of returning parked planes to service and deliver. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to, like, whenever they actually allow the 737 MAX to fly again, there's going to be absolute hell, because do I think that could see Boeing off? Absolutely not. Boeing's too big to fail. But when deliveries resume of the Maxes, they're basically going to have to operate with a plane leaving every 2 to 3 minutes. From Washington. Like, I don't know how else they could do it. Passengers on Shamrock 110 from New York to Shannon on Saturday night claimed they were left sitting on a plane in excruciating heat for almost 5 hours. Oh god, this was in New York? Due to an issue with an exit door. That was one of the... I can't remember if they run the JFK Shannon route with the 330 or the 757. The mirror's showing a 330. Is that even a 330? Yeah, that is a 330. I get the feeling... conveniently it's not showing what, or not saying what plane it was. 330 to Philly, any of that. Resulting in, yeah. Actually, the price of the planes are going to go down. There isn't as much demand for the 737 MAX now, due to the grounding and the problems that it had previous to the grounding. I'll phrase it that way. So at least one airline that I know of has actually cancelled their entire order of several dozen aircraft, and from what I've seen, they're actually going to be rebranding the MAX once it does return to service as the I guess the MAX 7s would be the Boeing 737-7, then whatever MAX version it is, and then the MAX 8s or Dash 8, and then whatever version. I know that the Ryanair MAX, the Ryanair Maxes are the 8200s, and only Ryanair will have that specific plane. That is the Ryanair 737. The no, SG, you've got it a bit wrong. The 8s will just be the Dash 8, and then whatever MAX model it was. And the reason that the Ryanair is the Dash 8 200 is because Ryanair have the 200 variant, which can seat 200, and which is only being made for Ryanair. It is a plane that will only ever exist in Ryanair service. As basically Ryanair wanted a very specific plane, and they tend to order a couple of hundred at a time, so yeah, it doesn't matter. To about 10 sitting in Manchester. I know there's a couple sitting in Ireland, I think. The Norwegian Maxes are kind of trapped in Ireland. We're seemingly about an hour, 8 minutes left in this trip. And we good after that. We'll finish after this trip, by the way, because I don't want to do much more than a 2-hour stream today. But yeah, we got about 2 hours. 2 hours. 1 hour 8 left. We're approaching halfway now. And I question whether or not we'll actually see another plane appearing throughout this entire stream. I am on VATSIM. So SG, if you want to do some faffery and load into Fox Mike Mike India on VATSIM, you can come greet me or something. In Zebo, if you so wish. Or whichever plane you wish to fly. There we go. 260, 350, 454, 52 minutes into the flight. We're not using reserve fuel plane. Oh, we might be in the center tank. Yeah, the center tank can come off. You uninstall VATSIM and kept crashing your game. Which VATSIM client were you using? Out of curiosity. Squawk box. Have you tried Swift? Swift is a bit more of a faff to set up, but it seems to work slightly better than Squawk box. And Swift will be doing away with when it comes out, the order for VATSIM standalone client fairly quickly, because it's still an active dev. You like stress-free flying? So do I. So do I. Let's see what planes are in my area at the moment. Out of curiosity. So one of these terrible popping hot planes in your area. That's London. My area. United 2821 passed overhead a couple of minutes ago. A 752 between Heathrow and New York. Is there anything else after passing nearby? No, I think it's just going to be the Heathrow flights. No, only some of them even, because the 777 to New York flew south of my position. Think about FS Cloud. FS Cloud's okay. It's a bit wonky at times. 7 likes. Thank you very much for letting me know, Tractor Games. That's not bad considering we talked out 10 people in the stream earlier. Is that at 748? Nice. Lufthansa 748 to the north of me. Speedbird 777 as well. Not many 747s still in service. Oh, there's one of the 744s from Boye. Nice, heading to Vegas. Shamrock 1 Tango Victor is off to Chicago. If 1 Tango Victor's off, that means that the other US long haul should be on the way as well, or at least preparing. 38 Mike has taken off from Dublin, so we're using runway 10 today. Let's see what's going on in Dublin Airport. Any interesting call signs in Dublin Airport today? Oh my god, the queue! The queue in Dublin Airport is real. What are things looking like down in Cork Airport? Where is Cork Airport? It's... there it is. Deathly quiet in Cork. Next departure is going to be in 2 minutes to Malaga. And the next arrival is when? Oh, what? No, don't play ads. Next arrival is Birmingham. No, the Glasgow flight, which is arriving at 6:44 estimated. Birmingham flight delayed until at least 6:55. I think they're both going to be ATRs. 6 watching. Very nice. There's the Bristol flight, arriving in about 9 minutes. And there's the Glasgow flight behind it, I presume. No, that's the Birmingham flight. No really interesting. Ryanair to Malaga. I think the Malaga plane from Cork Airport is Aer Lingus. Departures. Next actual departure is the Lanzarote Ryanair, then London Ryanair, then 3 Shamrocks, and that's them done for the night as of 8:15. Oh, yeah, that's the... no, that's a Ryanair arriving from Luton. I'm not sure what's going on. The flight with Cardiff and Blackpool to fly over home. Let me check the United. That flew. Can I say neither? Because it flew over the south coast of England and then went north. Europe's covered Ryanair. Ryanair is the world's biggest airline. Like nothing takes on Ryanair in the air, in terms of like sheer numbers of planes. The American airlines think they might be able to, but it's Europe's biggest, and I think it's one of the biggest in the world in terms of like plane numbers, because they do definitely the world's biggest regional airline. Right over Plymouth and turn. Pretty much DMF, yeah. Over 2 will be fine. Top descent is in 350 miles, so pretty good there. What arrivals do we have available here? So, our final flight is Gatla, isn't it? Where's the PDF gone? Oh, it's Gadno. We could go take one of the Gatla arrivals, I suppose. Let's get ATIS info for. I go over here actually to menu ACARS. I don't know if you realized that you could do this with the 738, by the way. OZ, it's Fox, Mike India. You can actually send ATIS requests. And we have our ATIS 16008 1023 no sig. So let's set 1023 in here. And we can plan for let's take the RNAV 11 from Gatla Zulu via Decker. I'm just going to scoot the time a small bit backwards here real quick, because it's getting dark a lot faster than I anticipated. We'll make it 4:15 p.m. Just give it a bit more brightness. We still have the better part of an hour remaining. 56 minutes. But you're landing into Leap last night, -48. Very nice. Auto brake 2 should do. SG, do you have? Actually, I can. Never mind. Airports. FMMI. What are we dealing with here? 3,100 feet or meters? Oh, auto brake 2 will be fine. Heading 114. I was about to ask if you had charts for antenna and Arava, but then I realized I could just use Sky Victor. If I use 1151 and nav 2 here, that should give me a DME, I think. So yeah, with a 3-kilometer runway, I can probably even get away with the auto brake 1, but I'll stick with 2. It's only 7 miles from Gatineau. Let's go Gatineau to Gatla. Let's see what that does to the routing. That's actually fine. That's actually perfectly fine by me. Top of descent is in 500 miles. In fact, if I were to go legs, get rid of Gatla and just go straight to Tango November Victor. Top of descent is now back to 350 miles. That's fine. That I don't want to add 200 miles I don't need onto the journey. And bottom descent here is going to be 7,000. An hour 6 minutes into the flight. We're going to be landing ahead of schedule here, which is nice. Very nice indeed. Our landing altitude is... oh wow. 4,200 feet. I've just realized that I never turned on the panel lights up there, which always annoys me when I do that. So if you're wondering why, by the way, I've turned off the central fuel pumps, it is because I pretty much have reserve fuel in the central tank, if all can all. We've got 8.9 tons of fuel left. Between these two tanks, we have 6 4/3, 7 1/3 tons, roughly. We'll call it 7 tons of fuel in the wing tanks. Central tank is 1.5. Brings us up to 8.8, give or take. John Deere DLC is out. Scorpion King, did you watch Landy's video by any chance? Or I'm presuming Daggerwin's video. Gonna presume Daggerwin did a video as well. Because the DLC doesn't drop until midnight tonight, publicly. And this video is out. Sweet. Where is it? SG, check your PMs on Discord. I don't blame you. I'm not surprised that you won't. You're not all that interested in buying it. Honestly, it's. Alright, farm sim talk real quick. The John Deere Cotton DLC is a DLC based effectively around one piece of equipment. Like, why did the super like just ping? Like, granted, it has a bunch of equipment in it, but it's all based around using one core piece of equipment. Why would anybody want that? It's silly idea. I kind of feel like it's a waste of money as well. Which, by the way, is why I haven't done a video on it. I don't have much interest in the DLC. I don't have much interest in doing Cotton, and it just doesn't interest me at all. Give me something interesting, and I will cover the crap out of it. Give me Cotton crap, and I will not be interested. Yeah, that's... Your reasons there, SG, are the 100% the failure of the DLC. Because in my eyes, a good DLC allows for variety and interests of a variety of people. Yeah, I think Landy keeps saying this, I'll say it too. A DLC for any game isn't just for you, it's for everybody. And the John Deere Cotton DLC Farm Sim is a DLC specifically for people who enjoy doing cotton. Like, it's really a prerequisite that you enjoy doing cotton in order for you to get that DLC. And for that reason alone, it kind of falls flat for me. I'd like to see them do something interesting for DLC. But they did a John Deere cotton harvester, which is really quite boring. Let's just check. This real quick, no ATCs online nearby, no text messages or anything, nope. Yeah, out of all the stuff they could have done, they did something that is going to be at best polarizing. What's this dude flying? 747. Okay. You're a bit loopy, sir. That said, I'm guessing there's an event about to kick off in Paris because there's an unusual amount of planes going to Paris early. Meanwhile, I want to think up some sort of flight route I can take in Ireland or the UK. Maybe as far south as, like, Spain. Relatively short flight, I think. So we are now 200 miles from top of descent. 400 miles pretty much from the airport. Actually 300 miles from top of descent. 400 miles from the airport. Returning to Gatineau now. Here we go. We're on what could be argued as an approach. Or we're not turning to Gavin, no, we're turning to TNV. Whatever that is. TNV is... oh! We're turning direct to airport. And then heading out to an NDB. Okay. I mean, I guess that works. Still 274 miles. Yeah, our descent's going to be at 100 miles. And the computer's struggling to figure out if we have here we go. 6.7 tons of fuel on landing. Because we did have quite a high reserve set. Our reserve fuel for this is 5.6 tons. And then there's the continuity of 15 minutes on top of that, which is another 600 kilos. So effectively 6.2 tons of fuel, and we're landing with 6.7, which means we used 500 kilos less fuel than anticipated. Or we're anticipating to be landing with 500 kilos fuel, less fuel used. Approach ref, we will be going flaps 30. Lights up on. Will wind correct as well. And that is fine. Just get updated ATIS, please. Two 1700 Zulu, so about half an hour ago. 140 at 9, 110, 170. Variable between 110 and 170. Viz good, few 1700. 10.5, 10.24, now SIG. So what we're experiencing there is the temperature rising. Hang on a second. It's 10 degrees in Madagascar. It's bloody 22 here, it was earlier on. Hang on, what's the temperature here? Yeah, it's 20 degrees here. It's twice as warm here as it is in the tropical paradise of Madagascar. Good. Good. I think after the stream I'm going to send a very, very cheeky Discord message off to somebody. See if I can't get my hands on something for research purposes. As I will give them some guarantees with the cheekiness. So we're just about to find the coastline of Madagascar here. We're should be just about visible. The haze is screwing me over it. Because you can't even see the, no, external, and it's circle view that I want. You can see the sea down there, but the coastline of Madagascar isn't quite appearing yet through the haze. And the sun is setting behind us. The reason, by the way, that I'm having to faff with time at the moment isn't that we're particularly far east of Ireland and the UK, and where most of you guys are probably located. Because I can tell you right now, it's still very lovely and bright in Ireland. It's not to do with east-west at the moment. It's to do with north-south. So you might know the Earth is actually tilted on its axis, which makes the seasons happen. Because it's the north side of the Earth is tilted, and we're south of the equator, we're actually coming into Madagascar in the winter, or their winter. So it gets dark a lot earlier down there. And that's been the problem we've been dealing with for the last couple of dozen legs now. Is like coming up towards the end of the stream, it's been getting very, very dark. And this is even with, like, what's our Zulu time? Yeah, it's 2:33 Zulu. Real life, it is 5:33 Zulu. So this is at the time brought back by 3 entire hours, and we're having to deal with darkness setting in. I'm not going to faff for the time anymore. We're coming up on the airport, which should be arriving within the next 40 minutes or so. But time zones and the realities of how time happens and seasons are screwing me over a bit in terms of basically in terms of, you know, how bright it is. Because arriving into somewhere in the winter at 7 PM and it'll actually be 8 or 9 PM there does cause issues. Those issues being, it's going to be nighttime. And comically, as we travel farther east into Japan and Australia and whatnot, I'm going to be having to change the in-game clock by anything up to 12 hours. Short of, and I think I might do this once or twice in Australia, taking off at night and flying into the dawn. Like flying into the light, that'd be kind of fun to do. And I think we're just getting up to the coastline of Madagascar now. We're within 320 miles of our destination. There's no point in configuring for landing just yet. Top of descent is now just over 160 nautical miles away, 213. And we have basically not a whole lot to do. Fortunately or unfortunately, it's up to you, but there's not a whole lot to do at the moment. And this comically is one of the shorter flights that I could have... Like, this is one of the shorter flights that I'm seeing around this area. There's one from Atlanta Hartsfield to somewhere in South Africa. Cape Town to Nairobi. Hey, Volstrop. Some guy wanting to do some circuits. Nairobi to, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be somewhere in the Netherlands, probably Amsterdam. Kennedy to London, Dublin, Zurich, Dublin Paris already is an hour or so, that's fine. Gatwick to Dublin, somebody got lazy. Some interesting planes doing the rounds, and well, aircraft. A318, A321. Somebody's flying a 727. Good grief. Hey, GD. How's it going, dude? If you're just joining, we are just about to fly over the coastline of Madagascar, inbound to Antananarivo, which I've probably horrifically mispronounced, but I have no idea how to pronounce something with that many A's. Antananarivo? Antananarivo. 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 Change your name back. Fair enough. Hey Julian, how you doing today, dude? So the plane's reckoning we got about nearly another hour left in this flight. That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right at all. 1738, that's 1438 Zulu, and it's estimating we'll arrive in the airport 1527 Zulu? It's estimating another 50 minutes in the air to go 200 nautical miles? I guess that kind of makes sense. You've been on missions all weekend? Fair enough, Julie. I'm just trying to logic out how the hell it's estimating another hour to go 200 nautical miles at a ground speed of 480 nautical miles, or 480 knots. And I'm going to guess it's something to do with the fact that it's expecting me to get down to 10,000 or below, fairly sharpish, which isn't a bad guess. And the fact that 10,000 or below implements a speed limit of 250 knots. True. Or 250 knots indicated. We're currently going 260. But that translates to 444 knots. And I've just realised that we're going 481 knots along the ground because we've got a 41 knot tailwind. Wonderful. I'm doing good, Julian. I'm a bit tired and I don't know why. But other than that, I'm good. Thoughts on JDLZ? Honest thoughts, or like, or I want to tell you the DLC thoughts. Because my honest thoughts are, like, I'm not interested in cotton. It is not something that particularly interests me, and you know, it's a DLC that, well, there's a lot of stuff in it. There is a lot of stuff in the DLC. The problem with the fact there's a lot of stuff in it is it's all stuff that has at its nucleus one piece of equipment. It's all stuff to deal with one specific thing. And I don't know if I like the fact that they've done that. I'm sure if it was one specific piece of equipment that I liked, I would like it. But because it's a specific piece of equipment that I'm not the biggest fan of, I don't like it. I feel like the best option, kind of all round, would be, generally speaking, to just not have DLC that's based on one piece of equipment for a game. Like DLC based around one mechanic is fine, but one specific piece of equipment that you can only get in the DLC is a bit silly. It's a bit silly. I want to tell you the DLC thoughts are, there's a lot of equipment in that DLC in there. And from what Landy told me earlier, it works quite nicely. I've not had a look at it myself yet. It works in an interesting way. There are some cool ideas at play, but it's not something that I'm going to be using an awful lot of. So, you know, 6 of one, half dozen the other. Landy's opinions would probably be better than mine, because he actually does like doing the cotton. Only one bit is John Deere. So the fact they're calling it the John Deere Cotton DLC is a bit misleading at best. Frankly, the thing that's coming out this week that I want more than the DLC, which, hey, spoiler alert, I've already got the DLC. It's already installed in my farm sim. The thing that I want more though is seasons. Like, that's the big thing for me this week. And I'm gonna see if I can be cheeky and get my hands on it a bit early, because I have a map that is optimized already. Spoiler alert. Stream schedule is going to change slightly. I have a map that's optimized already, so I would like to get going on seasons knowing what the hell I'm trying to do, and having a play about with the new features a small bit at least, instead of on Wednesday just jumping in the deep end and saying I have no idea what I'm doing, but we're playing with seasons. But yeah, JD DLC for me is a no thanks. Seasons for me is a yes please, give it to me now. I'm gonna see if I can pull a string or two. By which I mean I'm going to send somebody a message that praises the crap out of them and see if I can get myself seasons under the guarantee that I won't use them until Wednesday, publicly. Oh, I know it's all going to go horrifically wrong when I start using it, but the joy of that GD is, frankly, it's a public beta, so it's fine if it all goes wrong. Until it goes on console. Once it goes on console, then it's not supposed to be broken. Then we start feeling bad. If we find broken things with the PC version, that's us helping. That's us being useful. Like, I'm sure Wopster is going to love me. Sure he already does when I message him saying, I've broken your mod again. Whenever he releases a new script, he gets a message from me. Hey Wop, is this supposed to happen, or have I done something incredibly dumb and broken it? But in terms of farm sim mods that I'm looking forward to, Seasons is pretty much the only one. I'm sure when Seasons is out, I'll come up with a wish list of the mods that I want to accompany Seasons. But yeah, really just seasons for me at the moment. Snowblower mods would be nice, I guess. We are 121 miles from top of descent, due to be hitting that in about 20 minutes. And it is after getting quite dark outside now, so we should, in theory, be... I get the feeling... No, this is not the airport we're flying to, is it? No, it is not, thank goodness. This is a jungle strip, by the way. Or at least I hope it is. FMMR, and it looks like it's a dirt strip. So you're now officially over Madagascar. The tropical paradise. Hey ART, how you doing today, dude? The sun's setting behind us. We've got all of our cockpit lighting on. I can turn on, if I can remember where the button is, because I don't need much. Let's turn it on dim. There's our dome lighting on. Let's set up the lights for inside the plane. Cabin lighting, set it to crew. Actually, I set it to night sleep. Entry area can be medium. And we can go for a bit of a wander through the plane and enjoy the fact that there are no passengers on board. But it is inexplicably set up in two classes, despite the fact that this is a private jet. I also want to set up a couple of reviews, which is why I'm over here. This seat will probably be a bit better for it. Maybe just from here would be better. Yes. Set this as Control 4. We'll come back a couple of rows. I'm doing good, IRT. Thank you very much for asking. And we will set the next row. This view here, from this window, looking out at the wing. It's Control 7. So 4 will bring us here, 7 will bring us here. If I just go straight across the cabin from 7. We'll get Control 9. If I go directly across from Control 4, we'll get... Is this view from this one going to be better? Ooh, this is a nice view. We get Control 6. So we got 4, 6, 7, and 9. And W. I'll set up one at the back of the cockpit as well for funsies. It's the controls for moving around in the cockpit are a bit wonky. Let's let's set one up here as control 5. So 4, 5, which is a really cool use. 6. Hang on a second. What's on those screens? Some of those screens have something weird on them. Yeah, some of those screens have wonky stuff. What the hell? Oh yeah, I've got to open the door to get out. Some of the screens have like some dude doing an okay sign. Top of ascent is now in 75 miles. So we got the outside view. You look down at the jungle, which is black, and ahead to the jungle, which is black, and behind the sun, which is brightening everything. Let's just for funsies make this real world date and time. Apply. So the sun in X-plane has now set. This is as if we're coming in right now into Antananarivo. Antananarivo. We are coming over some mountainous terrain right now. So the airport is going to be over here, I believe, just to the north of the city. I say city. It's a bit generous to be calling it a city, but still. To the north of Antananarivo, or is it to the south? It's along this river. Within this valley that hosts Antananarivo. It's just where the hell it is in the valley is the issue. There it is. There's our airport. I'll be landing this end of it. Going down this way. Yeah, landing this way. To the flying east. And let's see what we got to deal with on approach. Yeah, some mountainous terrain. Lovely. I'm going to increase my minimums to actually be like 500. Set minimums to 553 radio. Or 550 radio. We're at 500 knots ground speed now. The wind has increased to 56 knots tail. We have approximately 7 minutes till we start descending. 50 miles. And approximately 28 minutes until we are on the ground, there or thereabouts. What is... yeah, Project Fly is saying there's about 13 minutes left, which I don't think is true. I'd be more willing to believe the plane than I would Project Fly. Hey, gaming guitar guy, how you doing? We're 105 miles out from the airport, which we're going to be flying over. Our next waypoint is in fact the airport. We're going to take it in along the procedure because it is dark. turn the circuit breaker panel light on. And the secondary main panel light on. We'll also turn on the chart light. And that means you can wave it about and point it in, let's say, this direction. Yes, crotch lighting. Perfect. Like the best place to point it would be at the FMS. The throttle quadrant will do too. Here we go. $501 knots along the crown thanks to a 58 knot output. Tail end. Wonderful. We'll be there in no time. We are 30 miles from top drop. It's just a case of waiting until we get to that, really. Might start hand flying again at 20-odd thousand feet, just for something to do. Because we'll have some interesting turns and stuff to do in that. Is there anything I need to worry about here? No. Don't even need Vorlock on this approach. Let's bring the engine systems 92, 90, oil pressure's good, temp is good, quantity's good, whatever that one is good. Fuel flow rate is 90.9 tons per hour on each engine, so about 2 tons an hour. And we're anticipating landing now with 7 tons of fuel on board. Previously was 6.7, so I'll need to change my init ref, which is now decreased by, or my approach ref, which is decreased by 1 entire knot. Uh, 700 kilos of fuel is approximately 15-20 minutes before landing. We've started decel to land, or to descend. So you can see we've dropped 10 knots of air, or of indicated airspeed. We were 260, we're now 250. Top of descent is in 10 nautical miles. And then it is approximately 60 out to the airport. Or to where our approach is going to be. Looks like we'll be doing a couple of loops here, so just bear with this nonsense that is about to happen. Because I could go direct to... That looks like Balby. We're gonna do this safely. Relatively safely. As safely as I can do things. Right, coming up to descent. Igniters to continuous, auto brakes at 2. We're gonna need pulling speed brakes, so we don't need to worry about that. Landing lights can come on at 10,000. We're good. All the lights are coming out at 10,000. Descending. As anticipated, speed is increasing, so let's just pull speed brake out of it. Out of it more. Flight detent on spoilers, please. And you can see out the window there, the wing isn't as clean as it used to be. The spoilers are now up. And we're still gaining speed, which is not good. Alright, flight idle, throttle wise. Yes. So we're at minimum throttle. We're just letting the plane kind of glide down effectively. And coming down at a decent angle as well. Airport's not going to be visible yet. It won't be visible for a little while. And I want to Google Maps in a moment. Number one, let's do the map actually. It's about 2/3 of Africa done. Probably a bit more. And let me have a look at the airport here and figure out where I want to be parking. Assuming it's faithfully recreated in game. I kind of want to be kind of where that 747 is. Yeah. And kind of the GA apron kind of looking place. Oh no, that's GA. Yeah, I'm gonna want to be parking around there-ish. Okay. Let's get the landing. Let's get the lights on. So now, if we go to 7, we should see some light in the situation. Well, on the yeah, it's 4 and 5. You can see that the engines are now lit up by the landing lights. As is the front of the plane. Coming down at what? 2200 feet per minute. Speed's now decreasing. Wonderful. Move that in. Get terrain up, because that's going to be my biggest concern. That can stay. This one can go to weather. How long till landing? Test my skills with landing one engine. No thanks. Landing is going to be in approximately 15 minutes. There's the airport. That is our airport there. And comically, this is the end we're going to be landing on. This is runway 11 right here. Drag required, I'm aware. Full drag is already deployed. Oh, full drag wasn't deployed. So going well. In terms of where we are in relation to the airport, we're here, the airport's around about here-ish. DMF, I don't blame him, because the only, like, the two most interesting bits of a plane journey are takeoff and landing. Like, he missed takeoff, so why not ask when the landing is, the other really interesting bit. And it's going to be in approximately 15 minutes. Let's just double check our wins and whatnot here. ACARS, ATIS request, send request. 1730 Zulu, fantastic, it's only about half hour old. 090 variable 170 1407 12406, fantastic. Let's go back to the progress page. So we are going to be overflying the airport here, coming out to this point, sweeping around to this point here, and then sweeping in for the actual approach. That is effectively what our landing is going to be, and our missed approach is going to be at 4,500, which I can't input yet, but that's going to be our missed approach. There's our waypoint there, Tango November Victor. If we go missed, I'm going to just fly a pattern at 4,500. Maybe 5,000, 4,600. Yeah, we'll go 5,000 for a pattern. It's 46,000 or above. It does look like the missed approach is just fly pattern. We should be good from that. So let's input some range rings. Fix is FMMI. Yes, and then we want a 5-mile ring and a 10-mile ring. There we go. So we're not doing it this time around, but next time we intercept these rings, these are going to be my flap markers. Navigating for speed, starting to come out nicely at 250 knots, so I can pull back the spoilers a touch. Actually, I can fully retract, I think. Nope, not fully retract. So by 10 miles, we want to be at flaps 5, between flaps 5 and 15. And by 5 miles, at 5 miles out, we want to have the gear down and fully, flaps fully out at 30. That is what the plan is. Flying directly over the airport now. We're about midfield, so let's look down. There's the airport. There's Antananarivo. Antananarivo. Not sure how to pronounce it, but there is the city, the capital of Madagascar. One of these countries that just doesn't have many roads. Quite interestingly. And here's our turn to India Oscar. The Antonin Aveto or Avato, NDB. Now the airport we're flying to is Iveto or Ivato Airport in Antananarivo. Silvanavina, fantastic. It looks like we're going to be doing a weird intercept of the NDB here. 5 knots faster than I'd like. Can I get the speed managed to 250, please? So 250 knots is where I want to be, really. Our runway heading is 114 degrees. Just hit over 2-hour mark on this flight. Friday is going to be another 2-ish hour flight. We're going to be in the Challenger 300.
Are you ready?
It looks like we're slightly off course here. I'm gonna trust the plane is going in the right direction. 13.6 below. Oh, below where we want to be right now. Yeah, we're slightly below. So we're living off of 13.2 here. Or continue on. Oh no, that's counting it as flying over IO, that's fine. Now we're heading to deck here, which is just up here. Let's get full turning on, 30 degrees. Yeah, now we're joining what the FMS is saying is our actual flight path. So the airport is now behind us again. Well, for the first time behind us. There it is. We're flying back out the way that we just came. Intentionally. This isn't one of these stupid procedures where I've got lost. We're intentionally flying out the way that we just came. Just to get down a bit further. If I'd known from a while out that we would have had to do this, I would have reset some of the waypoints and got the double drop a bit earlier. And by bit earlier, I mean a lot earlier. To eliminate the flyover portion, but without charts, it's impossible to know that for me, unfortunately. So we're just chilling and watching as, you know what, we're at 10,000 now. Let's disconnect the autopilot. Pull the throttle back. And I'm now hand flying 737. Fantastic. Got a turn coming up in a moment. There we go. There's the turn. Oh god, this is steep. That is a steep turn. Drag required, so let's pull the speed brake back a bit. By back a bit, I mean back to flight detent, which impacts the lift. We're going to want to go flaps 1 in a moment. Would really like to be dropping speed now, plane. Dropping speed would definitely be nice, plane. Okay, here we go, lining up. Now I'll be dropping flaps 1 momentarily. Flaps 1. Speed brake is armed. Drag is not required. Flaps 2. Flaps 5. Barrel set. Flaps 15. Here. The throttle's coming in. Let's go flaps 30 immediately because I forgot the approach wasn't correctly in. So now our visual. I can play that, you know. Where is it? Go. Oh, throttle off.
1,000 feet, stay with us.
Approaching. 1.
Minimums.
We're going to continue this approach even though we're low. We'll just level it out a bit and continue in. We're actually below ref as well, which isn't good. Okay, drop the nose down a bit. We got a bit of throttle.
300.
Drop the nose too far, drop the nose too far.
200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Oh, that was terrible. Now we bounced. Cursors to full. That was a terrible landing. It was so bad it was actually evil. They do not smell braking.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is turned off. And keep the aisles clear of all carry-on items. Take a moment to check your seat back pocket for
Well, at least I warned the cabin crew.
like tablets and cell phones. When you open the overhead compartment, be careful, as items may have moved in flight. And thank you for choosing American Airlines.
American Airlines? We're not... We're nowhere near America. Let's get the APU on. Igniter's back to auto. We're gonna have to hold here for a minute. So what I've done is I've accidentally Ryanair taxied it directly to a parking spot. Right side, I can park it perfectly on the line. Perfectly on the line. There we go. Get a teeny bit of beans. And we can set parking brake. APU's online. Swap over power. Kill the engines. APU bleed on. Engine bleeds off. And seatbelt signs off. So that is a mostly successful landing. Also, that needs to come off. That is a mostly successful landing. If I scoot the time back to something resembling daytime, you can see that we are perfectly on the line. Ignore the bit where we're not. And we're more or less in the airport. Oh, that's a really... Free cam. That's a really pretty little building. That's adorable. And it looks like it is in fact more or less where the airport actually, or the way the airport is actually constructed in real life. In real life, however, there are actually air stairs over here. I'm not entirely sure if these two hangars exist. I could have parked in a hangar. Oh. Guess where I'm spawning next time I'm doing this. This is actually really well put together for what I think is default scenery. You missed the landings? That sucks. Let's go for a bit of a scoot upwards and show off the ortho, which is a bit questionable in spots. So you can see that the airport is slightly off from where it actually is. But more or less it's there. I mean, you have the runway at about the right width and even the turning circles in the right spots. The taxiways are on the right spots as well. Even this construction over here, the little, I'm guessing it's a flight school, is in the right place. It's just offset by about 20 meters to one side. Replay? Yeah, sure, let me just log out of VATSIM. Disconnect. Common courtesy to log out of VATSIM. Where is replay mode? Replay mode. So where are we in this replay? Way back.
2,500.
There we go. We'll watch it from the actual runway. No. Is it, which one was the runway?
500.
We'll watch it from this one then. Where's it? 3. Aha! 3 was the runway. We'll see just how bad this was. Actually, Active Sky says there was a minus 278 foot landing. Oh, after the 669. Let's have a bit of fun with this. Was it about no? Be warned about headphones. I mean, it was actually not bad until the plane took off again. Let's go to a wing view. Let's watch that wing flex. Keep an eye on the flex. No flex, no flex, no flex. There's ground effect coming in and boing. I think it's only fair to give you guys the view that the tower had. Like, so far so good. So far so... He's coming down a bit hot, isn't he? It's a bit of an extreme flare. Yeah, it was a bit extreme. He's taken off again. And now he's back down. That said, watch this for skill. First taxiway. Boosh. I mean, granted, I did choose the... Do I have rudder pedals? Nope. What I do have is a rocker on the back of my throttle quadrant that I use as a rudder. Yes, I know that I don't have an FSE flight started. It's because I'm finished a flight. Let's set ourselves down about here-ish. Should be pretty good. That, however, is going to do it for today because the next flight is going to be just as long, I think. Yeah, that was not a good landing. Next flight's going to be just as long, I think. So I'm going to leave it here. I'll be back tomorrow with Farm Sim. Until then, stay safe and goodbye.
Voice is getting nearer, heart is pumping, thoughts are running wild. We got a good thing going, why we gotta feel amplified.